Hello, everyone. It is Felicia Bender, the Practical Numerologist, and we are opening up your forecast here for the month of February 2023. If you're in a six personal year. So, if you're unsure what personal year you're in, take a look at the description box below. There's a calculator there. It describes what these forecasts are all about. So I just want to jump right in. And this is your forecast for February. If you're in a six personal year, it is an eight personal month. It's a number eight month for you. So the reflection for February is that this is a month to focus on really galvanizing your financial plan or your financial plans, depending on how that's operating for you, and take these necessary steps to get from where you are to where you want to be. So this is a pretty hard driving month. It's a pretty intense month. That's all business for you as you enter into this second month of your sixth personal year. So I have to tell you that my one of my daughter's favorite memes, and I'm going to share with you here, is, and I love this, and I will quote this until I that probably till the day I die because it's just I find it so funny and so true, which is, well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. So it can be a bit humorous and, if not sobering, to really think about that. And everywhere, every one of us, where we are, is because of as consequences of our own actions. So it's a really good way to have an entry point into some of the deeper contemplation that you will face this month. I just got to tell you, we have to laugh. We have to have some humor around it, right? Because otherwise, what's the point? But we are all really exactly where we are as a result of every choice and every decision that we have made. Of course, there are extenuating circumstances. There are things that happen, but overall, what we're talking about is we do have choice around how to manage it, how to process it, and all the things, right? So we create exactly where we are. And there is a beautiful sense of, in some ways, poetry here. And yet, during your sixth personal year of relationship evaluation across the board, this really is the time to see both your areas of strength in the in this with this container in your relationship life, right? And to review the areas where you might need some further development and renewed focus, renewed commitment. And I'm just saying, every single one of us, it doesn't matter who you are and how expert you are with your relationship life, there's always room for review, always room for improvement, and some self reflection around that. So, this is a year that is devoted to this and many other things, but this is the kernel of truth here. It is the core element of what you're revolving around in a six personal year. And yet, this month, the month of February, it is a month to define yourself and to support those in your intimate circle. Yet, it's also a time to really delve into that key relationship in your life. And you're going to say, which one is that? I'm single or I'm not single or whatever. Actually, the key relationship, I know, corny, 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 is with you. It's how is your relationship with you, with yourself? And I think about it numerologically that the personal years are always feeding into each other, building into it, with each other, onto each other, into each other. And that change that you had last year in your five personal year is coming to the table in a different way. It's bringing you to the table in a different way now. And that's part of the beauty and the power and the deep it's really pretty deep levels of self exploration that you get to work with in a six personal year. So it's going to be bringing you, let's just say, for instance, how do you speak to yourself? Is it with this judgment, with criticism? it's really interesting to look at our self-talk and how, oftentimes I find people will say things to themselves that they would never say to anybody else. They would never speak to anyone else that way. And again, it might sound rudimentary or kind of like, I roll, but really this year is going to bring these things up. How do you speak to yourself? Do you feel down deep that you are somehow unworthy of love or of some other things in life that might be lacking or non-existent for you right now? Um, it's going to pull these things up and ask you to look at those and look at the truth there. Where does the truth lie? So, the energy for this month, though, the energy of the number eight, the vibe for your entire 4 weeks of February, it really promotes a certain intensity across the board. So don't expect February to feel all that light and airy. All right, it really is a testing month. You're going to be pushed into stepping up and stepping into your power, however that might show up in your world for you at this given moment. So I would just say a few things that you can think about are, do you need to make your voice heard? Are you maybe a person who has more of a tendency to blame others for where you find yourself in your life? Are you finding yourself empowered like you have never been before and you want more of that? The eight is always going to amplify what's already in place. So if you're feeling low, if you're feeling pessimistic, if you're feeling victimized, it'll give you a lot more of that. If you're feeling optimistic, if you're feeling empowered, if you're feeling really clear, it's going to give you more of that. So think about that as you move into this year. We can say that all the time, right? It's really, I mean, that's how life is. It's kind of the law. It's not kind of. It is the law of attraction in action, but it's really amplified in during an eight cycle, during an 8 month, which is what you're experiencing in February. So it's going to amp up experiences that play into this and intensifies where you would benefit from stepping up and taking yourself seriously. This may be a month where you ask for that raise, where you know, take a different stance in a relationship pattern that you've been wanting to empower yourself in. Those are just some ways that it can show up. There is an intense spotlight, though, on your financial life and how you would like to improve it, change it, or at least tweak it. Right? It is all business for you in February, so it is the time to follow through on making things happen rather than waiting, languishing. Waiting around for it to land on your doorstep. Nope, this is action time. This is making it happen time. This is taking the initiative time. So, around February 2nd or the 5th, a new opportunity can potentially come to your attention with maybe some unusual potential for expansion or for, I don't know, for something there, something that has something lasting there for you. Um, During the family focus six personal year, you might receive some unexpected support, maybe from a family member. This can often happen in a six personal year, or you might mitigate some interference of some kind. From some significant family relationship or family dynamic that may conflict with your own agenda, right? It could be you're going along doing something and then someone throws a monkey wrench into it, some family member or someone has a trauma or a drama or something that you're being asked to step in and mitigate and work with. So this could potentially roll around February 18th. So I would just ask you to adjust your expectations and your plans so that both business and home and family matters can be dealt with fully and completely as much as possible. So you might have to burn the midnight oil just a little bit this month to make room for everything that needs to take place. Okay, but I would also say on that note to not forget to take some breaks throughout the month. You'll need to schedule a little R&R to keep yourself healthy, your mind sharp. Don't overdo it. When the eight shows up, sometimes a little bit of workaholism can come into play. So balance is really a key feature for you in 2023 all year long, and so it'll be really The balance between work and personal life is going to be potentially a focal point in February. So dig in, move forward, and make it a priority this month. This is movers and shakers time for you. It's all business, and it's all about making things happen. So that is your forecast for the sixth personal year in 2023. It is February. So just as a, just a bookend to here. And I'm wishing you a fantastic month. And we'll see you back here for the March forecast at the end of the month.